moving on, example 4. So this time I'm just going to give you some information and you need to come up with an equation based off of that. So if it helps you to graph it, to sketch it, you can always grab a piece of graph paper. Sometimes that does help. So this first one here says that the vertex is at 0, 0. So my vertex is right here at 0, 0. The focus, remember the focus is always inside the parabola, is over 0, up 3. And again, you could just sketch this right on your notes. You could just go like this and put your vertex there and the focus is up 3. Either way, the whole point is to show you that the parabola is opening up. And if the parabola is going to open up, get this out of the way, if it's opening up, that means that it could cross the x squared twice, or the x twice, so I'm going to have an x squared equation. Now, the equation before said x minus h squared equals 4p y minus k. The vertex is at 0, 0. There's my h and my k. So I've got x minus 0 squared equals, remember I need to find p. P is this distance right here, how far it is from the focus to the vertex. That's up 3, so P is positive 3. If the parabola would have been opening down, it would have been negative 3. So I've got 4 times 3, y minus 0, with the final equation of x squared equals 12y. And again, if that was opening down, that would have been a negative 12. Next one's a little bit trickier. We've shifted this. So the vertex is at 1, 3. I'm going to get a piece of graph paper out for this. So my vertex is at over 1, go over 1, up 3. The directrix is the line x equals 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, if you need graph paper, push pause, go grab graph paper if you have any in your notes. So remember I said the parabola cannot touch the directrix, which means that the parabola is going to have to open in this direction. The focus is going to be the same distance from the vertex that the directrix is. So if we count this, it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of you probably don't even need that. Here's my x value at 1, here's another x value at 5. How far is it from 1 to 5? It's 4. We just have to figure out if p is positive or negative 4. Since it's opening to the left, the focus would be 1, 2, 3. Right there, there would be the focus. P is going to be negative 4. And again, you could have just sketched a graph on here that looks like this. All right, the equation now, since it's crossing the y twice, it's going to be a y squared. So I've got y minus k squared is equal to 4p x minus h. Be very careful when you're plugging this in, because again, this is where people make a lot of mistakes. It's y minus my k value, the y value from the vertex, squared, equals 4 times my p, which is negative 4, x minus the x value of the vertex. And then just simplify. So I've got y minus 3, all of it squared, is equal to negative 16, x minus 1. These really should not be a lot of work. It's just a matter of plugging in the right numbers. All right, now a word problem. When you're reading this, it actually has the word parabola in there, so it's kind of giving it away that this is, it says a parabolic reflector. Concentrate sunlight from above onto a high efficiency engine located at the reflector's focus, which is set 4 points. So here they're telling us the focus is 4.5 meters above the ground. So if you read this again, we've got a dish developed to provide electricity in remote areas, uses a parabolic reflector to concentrate sunlight from above, so the sun's above, into a high efficiency engine located at the reflector's focus. Right here it's telling me since the focus is 4.5 meters above, it means that my picture is going to look something like this. I'm going to have a parabola opening up with the focus 4.5 meters above it. So that's telling me that P is positive 4.5. So sometimes you've got to read into this a little bit. The sunlight heats helium to 650 degrees Celsius to power the engine. All right, write an equation. That's what we're getting at here. I want an equation for the Eurosection's cross section. This is just a part of a parabola. A dish isn't going to go on forever. So that's why it's called a cross section. With its vertex at ground level. So here they're telling me the vertex, HK, is right at 0, 0. So it's right at 0, 0. This is the ground right there. There would be my y-axis. If the total length across the reflector is 8.5 meters. Okay, so pretend like I made this the same here. They're telling me that the length across this dish, this reflector dish, this whole length here is 8.5. So from end to end, because remember this is just a piece of a parabola. If this, let me try to get a different color here. Okay, so I just kind of sketched in the axis symmetry lightly there, I can't really see it. But what that's going to do is that's going to cut that 8.5 in half, which makes this half of 8.5 is 4.25 there and 4.25 there. Let's write the equation. We'll come back to that in a second. I'm just trying to write everything that we need here. All right, so it's opening up. It's going to cross, it could cross the x twice, which means it has to be an x squared equation. So I've got x minus 0 squared, because the x value of my vertex is 0, equals 4 times p, remember p is 4.5, 4 times 4.5, y minus my y value of the vertex is also 0. I haven't done anything with that 8.5. I really didn't need that quite yet. So we'll come back to that in a minute. So right now my equation is x squared is equal to 4 times 4.5 is 18 y. There's my equation. Now it's telling me, it said the total length across the reflector is 8.5 meters. I feel like that information should have been down here. How deep is the dish? So if I want to know how deep this dish is, how deep is it? You know, I want to know how high up in the air this is, because this would be my deepest part. Whatever's right here is also going to be the same as the y value right here. So we started at 0, 0. We went over 4.25, so this x value is 4.25, and I need to figure out what the y value is. So we have an equation. If I'm solving for y, there's my x value. All I'm going to do is plug in 4.25 for x to try to solve for y. So x is 4.25. Remember I got that by splitting the 8.5 in half. So x is equal to 4.25. Plug it into the formula. 4.25 squared is equal to 18y. Get your calculator out. There's no way you're going to do this one in your head. 4.25 squared is ugly. I got 18.0625 is equal to 18y. Divide by 18. My y value is 1.003, so it's about 1 meter deep. And if you look back, everything that they talked about in this problem was dealing with meters. So it's about 1 meter deep, about 3 feet deep. All right, make sure you guys have all of this finished. I will be checking your notes, and then also on Buzz there is a quick check for understanding, 3 questions, so go ahead and try that as well. Use your notes if you need to, go back and rewind something if you need to listen to more, and again tomorrow in class, or whenever I see you in class, we will be going over practice of just this stuff, so you can ask as many questions as you want. See you next time. Bye guys.